Good Wednesday evening, December 18th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Tuesday's weather caused quite a bit of slipping and sliding, including one mishap on Highway 2 in Douglas County. A housing summit will explore how middle housing growth can fit into existing neighborhoods and fill a large need in our region. Mostly cloudy, dry, and warmer than normal temperatures in the forecast through the end of the week. I'll have your local weather details coming up. A lawsuit brought by the operators of illicit Wenatchee massage parlors remains dead after a judge declined to revive it last week. Lin Wee Yan, who pleaded guilty to promoting prostitution out of the two parlors he operated in 2023, sued to recover about $150,000 seized from his bank accounts during the investigation by the Columbia River Drug Task Force. That case lapsed in September while Yan spent 9 months in jail awaiting trial. On Friday, Yan and his wife, Yan Yang, sought to reinstate the suit, saying the couple and their lawyers did not receive proper notice. Chelan County Judge Robert Jordan declined to bring the case back for a hearing. Yan was released last week after his guilty plea and charges against his wife were dropped. A member of the elected board that governs a Soap Lake nursing home has been fined for a campaign violation. The Washington Public Disclosure Commission says Jean Dillenberg owes $2,000 for repeated failures to file her personal financial disclosure statements, which are required by state law. Dillenberg needed to only pay half the fine in order to resolve the matter. She was previously fined for the same violation in 2021 and 2022. Most elected officials in Washington are required to file financial statements covering the last calendar year. Dillenberg is one of 5 elected commissioners of Grant County Hospital District 4, which manages McKay Healthcare and Rehabilitation in Soap Lake. The PDC says so far Dillenberg has not paid any of her fines or submitted any of her financial reports despite repeated reminders. Tuesday's weather caused quite a bit of slipping and sliding, including one mishap on Highway 2 in Douglas County. A semi-driver lost control about 2 p.m. east of the town of Farmer, jackknifing his rig and blocking the highway for nearly 8 hours until the wreck could be cleared away. No one was injured. The Washington State Patrol says the truck was westbound near Jameson Lake turnoff in heavy snow and rain when it rotated and struck the guardrail. The 30-year-old driver was cited for driving too fast for conditions. The State Patrol says the driver happens to be a resident of Miami, Florida. Washington Governor Jay Inslee on Tuesday presented his budget proposal for the next 2 years. With expenses outpacing predicted revenues, the plan includes about $2 billion worth of reductions or delays in some program implementations from now through 2028. But Inslee also asked for $8 billion more than in the current 2-year budget cycle that offers changes in pension plans and proposes a 1% tax on residents whose wealth exceeds $100 million.
There has to be some mechanism so that working people have a way to survive in an economy that generates this much wealth. I have proposed one way to do that. There may be other ways. But in some fashion, we need to bring more equity to our society. I believe that's absolutely required by any common sense of fairness. And again, this is not meant to be punitive to the people who have done fantastic work while they're generating this wealth. I respect these people. They're deserving of respect. They're not deserving of ridicule. But the community is deserving of a fair tax system that will not have massive homelessness and hunger and single parents who can't afford their kids' food. And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
When we come back, Fish and Wildlife agents say they found more than 20 waterfowl shot and left to waste on the banks of the Columbia River. And a housing summit will explore how middle housing growth can fit into existing neighborhoods and fill a large need in our region. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
Fish and Wildlife agents say they found more than 20 waterfowl shot and left to waste on the banks of the Columbia River. The birds were found November 23rd in the area of Sunland Estates in Grant County. Most of the birds were coots, but among the dead animals was one common loon. All appeared to have been killed with a shotgun. The common loon is a protected bird in Washington, and there are fewer than 24 known breeding pairs east of the Cascades. Anyone with information about the animal deaths is asked to call the State Fish and Wildlife Office, report it through the agency's website, or text WDFW-TIP to 847-411. A cash reward or a special hunting permit could be offered. U.S. Representative Dan Newhouse will rejoin the House Committee on Agriculture in the 119th Congress. Newhouse, who represents Washington's 4th Congressional District, served on the committee during his first year in Congress. Representative Newhouse will also retain his seat on the House Appropriations Committee, where he will stay on the subcommittees on Agriculture, Energy and Water, and Homeland Security. Newhouse was re-elected in November after defeating challenger Jared Sessler. He's been representing Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties since 2015. A housing summit will explore how middle housing growth can fit into existing neighborhoods and fill a large need in the region. Middle housing includes duplexes, triplexes, townhouses, and cottages, and fits the height and form of existing neighborhoods. The summit, which will be hosted by Our Valley, Our Future and the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce, will bring together housing industry professionals and community members. Attendees will gain an understanding of middle housing, types emerging in the region, new state mandates, and local success stories. The summit will cost $10 to attend and will be held at the Localtel Events Center in Pybus Public Market on February 6th. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will visit with outgoing Eastmont School District Superintendent Becky Berg and why she thinks the future looks bright for Eastmont. Mostly cloudy and mild through the rest of the week with showers expected this weekend. I'll tell you what we can expect coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Do you hate getting called by Medicare telemarketers? Well, this October, your phone is going to be ringing off the hook because we will be experiencing a huge Medicare change. Now, for the last 20 years, Springwater Insurance has been helping those of you on Medicare. So just say no to those telemarketers by not answering their ads. Instead, call a local agent like Springwater Insurance, who's been helping for 20 years. So give us a call at Springwater. We can meet at one of our 5 offices or give us a call.
In tonight's feature story, Becky Berg has spent 2.5 years steering Eastmont School District. As superintendent, she prided herself on providing service to students. The district announced this month that Berg would retire to focus on life with her husband, who suffered health challenges. The veteran educator says despite 2 failed efforts to pass a modernization bond to improve its aging schools and facilities, the future looks bright for the district.
I think Eastmont has a strong tradition, and I've tried to protect that tradition, of staying out of some culture wars, trying to be Switzerland, and really just focus on students and their learning. And I think we've been able to preserve that. That's always, we don't take that for granted. We try to rein and do the right thing, but maybe not the front page kind of trend. So that's taken some constant management, and I think the leaders who came before me, because that really helps define Eastmont. Another challenge comes from the state with state funding. I know we educators talk about never having enough money, but it is a paramount duty of the state. And so when our insurance rates go up $300,000 over 1 year, from 1.1 to 1.4, that's a problem. When the state funding formula funds maybe 2 paraeducators at an elementary school, that's a problem. And so that's a constant one. And then, as probably most people that will be watching this will know, we had 4 elections in 2.5 years. Getting that 60% for a bond is a heavy lift. So I will be working from the sidelines wherever I can influence changing that law, along with other retired colleagues. But it shouldn't be that hard to build a new school when a school is as old as Rock Island or is as old as Cascade. The first bond was a big ask at $185 million. That's a big sticker shock for a community. And so when it didn't pass, I guess I wasn't too surprised. But I really value the process we used. We used an online survey tool and got input from about 900 patrons of the school district to really dig in, to put our pride aside and to say, why? Why did you vote the way you did? What do we not know? Tell us. It was an open-ended electronic software program that helps people interact with each other. And it was really a clear message that it was sticker shock. Eggs were, I think, $8 a dozen at the time. Gas was who knows what. And that they had some great sympathy for our 4 oldest schools, or empathy, but not so much for a transportation center or athletics. And that's fair. The athletics part surprised me because communities like sports so much, but I think this community really knows that the heart of the matter is in each of those schools. So when we came back out and we came within 34 votes, 34 yes votes shy, we were the winners of the losers bracket in Eastern Washington. So a lot of folks have reached out, and we've worked with other districts to kind of compare notes and to see what strategies work. But it's just not, time is just not right for our community. I think the future's super bright for Eastmont. This is a destination district. I love the fact that people's whole families are in the valley, and I love on the first day back to school how we ask how many employees graduated from Eastmont, can you stand up? And at least half, if not more, are proud Eastmont graduates. So I hope that tradition continues, and I hope that never settling continues also, because we're unlocking some great things for kids here, and I'm confident that the staff will continue that.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Wednesday. Boy, wasn't it great to see the return of sunshine. Much warmer temperatures, and the good news about today, we didn't see all the wind that we thought we might see this afternoon, at least here in the Wenatchee area. There were windy conditions elsewhere, but pretty darn nice. Look at this beautiful shot from our tower cam at Lake Wenatchee. You can see the snow on Kaler Glen, and also sun is just blasting off this mountain mountaintop as blue sky dominates the north central Washington landscape today, and it was nice to see that sun. All right, let's look ahead a little bit. Let's go all the way almost, well, we'll go past Christmas a little bit. Now, precipitation, yeah, we are going to be above almost all of us here in the Pacific Northwest, and there's a lot of rain and snow in our forecast we'll talk about. And as far as temperatures go, they will also be above where we normally should see them this time of year. And boy, look at the Plain States, well above temperatures as we get into December 27th, and we will be above as well. So temperatures are going to be warm, and we're going to see some precip to go along with that. And we'll talk more about that coming up. Today's high temperature, how about that? 46 unofficially our high today, 13 degrees above our normal high for this time of year of 33. Our record 52, and it was set in 1976. We started the day today at 33 degrees. That was also well above our normal low of 24. Our record 3 below zero, and that was in 1984. We picked up 37/100ths of an inch of precipitation out of that snow yesterday. That is a one-day record, and that now gets us to almost 7 inches of moisture for the year, which is only a quarter of an inch below where we should be. Boy, just a month ago, we only had about 3.96 inches, so we caught up quickly. Another 3 inches of snow at Pangbourne yesterday. That now gets our season total to 14 inches for the year. Sunrise this morning, 7:44, and it's set this afternoon at 4:12. All right, getting you into those Thursday temperatures, not quite as balmy as today, but the Columbia Basin's still going to be in the 40s tomorrow. 43 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 42 in Quincy, 38s for Wenatchee, Eniat, Chelan, and up into Omak, and we'll be in the mid to upper 30s from Lake Wenatchee to Leavenworth and over into Cashmere. So not a bad December 19th tomorrow. Tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies, high pressure in eastern Idaho, big dome of high pressure over us, and that'll bring partly cloudy skies tonight with lows around 30 degrees. As we get you into Thursday, mostly cloudy. There is an area and a trough of low pressure forming right there that will bring those clouds our way tomorrow. High temperatures, I mentioned, just a little bit cooler into the upper 30s. For your Fridays, we get you into the end of our work week. Look at all of the activity out in the Pacific. It really won't affect us on Friday, though. Just bring us a wave of clouds, mostly cloudy with high temperatures around 40. But as we get into Saturday then and our weekend, things will change. By the way, first day of winter, our shortest day of the year on Saturday, and that'll bring cloudy skies. There's that 40% chance for showers. High temperatures still, though, on the mild side with temperatures right around that 40-degree mark on Saturday. By Sunday, this looks to be our wettest day. Cloudy skies, 80% chance of rain, and this will be in the afternoon and our evening hours, and we have a good chance for it on Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 30s. For your next work week, our Christmas week, Monday, we'll see some morning rain showers, but by the time we get into the afternoon, no rain to be found. In fact, just partly cloudy skies. We'll see high temperatures Monday afternoon, again on the mild side, right around 40 degrees. And then by the end of our forecast for Christmas Eve on Tuesday, yeah, we're going to start out wet on Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Most of the snow will be in the mountains of western Montana. High temperatures on Christmas Eve, right around 40 degrees. All right, taking a look at that 7-day forecast. 31 overnight tonight. A couple of days Thursday and Friday with mostly cloudy conditions. 38 Thursday, 40 the high on Friday. And then kind of wet as we get you into Saturday. Some afternoon and evening showers on Saturday and 40. Sunday, our wettest day with an 80% chance of mainly afternoon and evening showers, 38, and then just morning rain showers for Monday and for Christmas Eve with high temperatures both days at 40 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Well, a good Wednesday. I got to feel bad for Cougar fans right now. 2 days after learning their star quarterback was entering the transfer portal, Washington State now has to find a new head coach. Jake Dickert is reportedly taking the head coaching job at Wake Forest, leaving Washington State high and dry. Dickert took over as Cougar coach midway through the 2021 season and is 24-20 since. In a bit of foreshadowing, Dickert spoke Monday about how there aren't any rules anymore when it comes to college football. It would seem that also goes for coaches as well.
Well, I think the first step is realizing there are no rules. That's the first step. I mean, tampering is now part of it. It's a word that's a buzzword for everyone to use. But if you're not recruiting other people's rosters, it feels like in today's world that you're going to fall behind. So it does put us in a tough spot. There's agents that shop kids, even if, teams aren't, so it's a really unique circumstance that we're kind of dealing with all at once, obviously before the playoffs.
The university and its fan base just raised $1 million to try to convince John Mateer to stay in Pullman. Now it will need to find a head coach amidst a storm of uncertainty with the demise of the Pac-12. Well, for the fifth time this season, the Seattle Kraken were shut out, this time by Ottawa, and that's the second time they've done that. Have the Senators done that? Despite putting 30 shots on goal, Seattle was blanked at home last night by Ottawa, 3-0. Joey Daccord did what he could, stopping 24-27 shots. Afterwards, players and coaches, Coach Bilesma admitted the Kraken were frustrated in the offensive zone.
No, I think that's kind of the story of, again, I think we got to look ourselves in the mirror. I don't know how many we've been shut out this year, but we've played less than 35 games and we've been shut out 6-7 times. With the skill we got on this team, obviously, you're going to have games where it's not going to go your way, but too easy for these goalies. Again, we had some looks, but again, shots don't matter if goalie sees them all the time. So obviously things we got to clean up.
I think we sat back. Like you said, we were just a one-and-done team tonight. You shot from the point, they got the rebound and made an easy exit. So.
Not good enough, I'll say. I think you got to respect the opposition and you got to respect what they're bringing. But it's your job it's our job to dictate, the game and how it's played. And they're allowed to have some successes in the game, but you have to answer, with your play. And I think in the second period, just a little too much frustration and not getting results in the first, and then getting down by one, set in a little bit.
Seattle hits the road Thursday to face Chicago at 5:30. That'll be on Kong TV. Well, Haley Van Lith helped TCU to a women's college basketball win last night. It was a big one. Kashmir grad scored 15 points, had 8 assists in the Horned Frogs' 103-64 win over Samford. The Washington women were home earlier this afternoon against North Dakota State. 13th ranked Gonzaga, the men, are home tonight against Nichols. That's on ESPN+. Washington men will face Washington State for the 300th time in program history. That's at 8 o'clock on FS1. The Wenatchee Bighorns introduced their new head coach who was in town over the weekend. Matthew Riley will take over the reins of the program, now entering its 3rd season in the TBL.
My name is Matthew Riley. Of course, I'm a basketball coach. Got some college experience on the JUCO level. Also on the high school level and also the professional level, the ABA. Got a chance to coach the Wenatchee Bighorns through our basketball operations director. So he reached out, Mr. Chris reached out to us, and we took the opportunity, and we look forward to having the community involved and being in the community, doing camps and things like that too, as well as winning basketball games. I came in on Friday, like I told everyone else. I circled around the premises on Friday because our flight wasn't able to land, so I went back to Seattle and flew back. But once I finally got here, it was a great experience. Met a lot of great guys, Mr. Sean, Sandy and everybody, Nathan and everybody gave me a great experience. Went to a lot of great food places. Been eating ever since I got here, so they're trying to beef me up a little bit, but it's been a great experience. So.
At 24 years of age, Riley says he can easily relate to his players of similar age.
Yeah, we talk about the word relatable a lot. I'm relatable to the guys. I'm able to just hang with them, they respect me, I respect them. It's a certain level of love and a certain relationship that we have with the players out, because I want them to play hard, I want them to get better opportunities, things like that too, as well as I get better opportunities as well. So we all a family, we all, no matter the age, no matter our background, no matter our demographic, we're all one family, and we're gonna come together for the Bighorns and put the community first. We're putting together a team that's high character, putting a team that we always say horns up, horns tough. We want to be tough. We want to come in and have high character. Want to come in and be with community guys that are capable of playing on the court, but as well as just being good guys off the court.
Matthew says he fell in love with coaching basketball at an early age and will bring that youthful enthusiasm to Wenatchee.
Well, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to coach at East Central Community College when I was 19 years old. I started off as a student assistant. They came in and hired me and paid me to actually coach basketball at 19 years old. So I was lucky and I was fortunate through hard work and things like that. My opportunity came real early, and I knew at that age that I wanted to keep doing this for the rest of my life. And as you said earlier, that character aspect that I learned led me to the nonprofit idea with React down south to be able to, implement certain characteristics inside the southern region. So starting off early when I was about 16, 17, I started training my teammates, started training my guys that just rebounded for them. I had a love for the game ever since then. So.
Riley says he and Wenatchee Bighorn ownership are working on filling a roster of players who will not only put a good product on the floor, but be a community-minded product as well.
We've been meeting. We'll have clinics. We'll have different after-school things that we'll be doing. We'll be in the school systems, potentially having guys teach some courses or anything like that of that caliber. But we want to just be in the community. We want to do a lot of things off the court as well that revolves around character, because I do a lot of that back home as well through my nonprofit. I want to be able to just be in the community, just develop the kids a lot, and just on and off the court, character-wise. We'll put the community first, whether we out giving out things, free giveaways and things like that. We just want to be involved in the community in a high aspect. So
the Bighorns are close to announcing their schedule for 2025 with the hopes of playing 12 home games at Smith Gymnasium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College between March and June. Well, weather wreaked a little havoc on the prep schedule last night, but there were several games that were played. On the scoreboard, girls basketball, Moses Lake beat Walla Walla, Sela down Quincy, Grandview blew out Ephrata, Cashmere got by Cowan Benton, Okanagan took down Tonasket, Entiat was 25 better than Cascade Christian. On the schedule today, Lake Roosevelt at Moses Lake Christian earlier facing Odessa, Omak hosting Chelan, and Bridgeport playing at Moses Lake Christian. On the boys' courts last night, Sela topped Quincy, Grandview got by Ephrata, Cashmere down Cowan Benton, Okanagan tripped Tonasket, Moses Lake Christian beat Warden, Entiat cruised over Cascade Christian. The boys' schedule had Garden City Academy at Odessa earlier today. Chelan and Omak play at 7:15. Bridgeport visits Moses Lake Christian at 7:30. A reminder that NCWLIFE will be at Eastmont High School tomorrow night for the first of 3 meetings between the Wildcats and Panthers in Big 9 basketball. Grant Olson will be courtside. Girls game at 5:30. The boys to follow at 7 o'clock. Prep wrestling scoreboard had Quincy top Royal 51-27. Royal beat Medical Lake 52-30. Eastmont had to bow out due to hazardous weather conditions. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.